We have a few people here who are skeptics. This is one of them. Hi, what's your name? Stand up, please. And when I asked folks to raise their hands if they were kind of skeptical, you raised yours. Why?
I don't believe in there because I work in a photo lab and you can make so many tricks with the cameras and everything.
Well, there's no question that all photographic stuff has to be investigated. And many of the pictures that I have and use in my lectures have been thoroughly investigated by experts. But it's not the pictures that make the difference. We're talking worldwide about tens of thousands of sightings. We're talking about over 2,200 physical trace cases from 65 countries. Cases where not only is a UFO seen sitting near the ground, but after it leaves, you have the equivalent of a burn circle, a burn ring, a landing gear mark. And after your first several hundred of these, and about 25% involve reports of little creatures associated with the craft, when you can look at the dirt and see how it's changed, when you can look at the vegetation, that's another story. When you get into the abduction cases, we have 5 different abductees, for example, who each described writing, actually drew their best recollection of the writing they saw, not knowing what anybody else had drawn. And we find that in that case, a committee of 6 experts agreed that they were drawing the same thing, even though they'd never seen what the other people had drawn.
Hi guys, welcome back to the 401 Files. It's an absolute pleasure, as I always say, to bring each and every one of you back out here with me. I'm back out again today, however I am on my own. What the hell was that? I'm back out again today, however I am on my own. Anyway, I'm back in an area, guys, like I said, that you should all be very familiar with by now. This is the location that me and Carrie up sticks and got the hell out of there the other night. When we were trying to camp here, we thought we heard something that sounded strange, something that sounded like voices, so we dropped the tents and we got the hell out. But I'm back here again. I am on my own. It's daytime. And we're going to chat. I brought my chair and some coffee, and I just want to basically share a few of my thoughts with you guys. Can't stop thinking about what that noise was now. Put me off track a little bit. But anyway, yeah, like I said, we're just going to chill out today, guys. Push into this woods where me and Carrie evac'd the other night, and it should be good. It should be really good. I have no idea. It was like a really high pitched. Not like a wolf though, that sounded more like a wolf, to be fair. I didn't do that justice, but it was like that, like a prolonged, high-pitched, I don't know how you'd explain that. Anyway guys, there is a reason why I've chose to come back to this location today, and I was looking through some of my older videos last night, and funny enough, one of those videos was the first time that I encountered this area. And on that video, which I must have forgot, I mentioned hearing voices. Now, what's the chances of that? On the very first time, I can't remember how far back that was, maybe it was a few months back, I mentioned voices, totally forgot I'd said anything about it, totally even forgot that I'd heard them voices. And then me and Carrie come out and we leave because of that very reason, so some really strange noises going on. But I know there is a lot of trees creaking and squeaking, like I said, above me. And each tree does make a slightly different squeak or a creak, whatever you want to call that. And so it's easy to be confused, but as people talking, it sounds like people talking, but I can't imagine there's anybody in here at all. Is there something to it? What's the chances of us both being together, 2 separate occasions, and yet the same thing is still there, still prominent, these weird sounding voices? So I've come back through the day. Like I said, I brought my chair and some coffee. I'm just going to chill out and talk to you guys about these topics that we all love to discuss.
This week in our series of reports on UFOs, we've learned a number of things. That not everybody who sees a UFO is crazy, that our government has lied about UFO information, that it's withheld UFO files, and even spied on UFO witnesses. We've also heard from scientists who say life elsewhere in the universe is virtually a certainty. And we heard that a majority of Americans believe that UFOs are real and come from space. Tonight, in part 5 of his report, George Knapp introduces us to a local man with an amazing and disturbing story. George. Gary and Mary.
So hard underfoot as well to walk. There's just stuff everywhere. Oh God. stuff everywhere. Talk about making an entrance. If something didn't know I was coming, it does now. Oh man, this place is seriously creepy as hell. When I get this chair thrown down, I'm going to have to tighten my shoelaces because I'm slipping all over in here and it's quite dangerous. Last thing you want out here is to be stranded with a broken ankle or a leg. Because, as is always the case, signal is never good, so I don't want to be getting any injuries. I need a new pair of boots, to be fair, a new pair of decent walking boots, because the last ones I got were just cheapo things off Amazon, I think they were only about 20 quid or something like that. It definitely feels much different this time. Like the last few times I've been here, even when I've been here on my own, I don't know, it just didn't seem as eerie. But now after the experience the other night where we packed down the tents and got the hell out of here on that foggy night, it just seems like a different place altogether. Seems, I don't know, maybe that's me, maybe I'm just more on edge and the place is just the same as it's always been, but that's the feelings I'm getting right now, is that it feels a lot more eerie. I'm not sure if that's possible, but it definitely does just feel like, I don't know, it feels a lot different. I feel a bit more concerned about coming back. Like when I first started coming here exploring, nothing really much deterred me, like there wasn't really much happening, but after conclusively hearing these voices now more than on one occasion, it does make you think, doesn't it? I mean, you hear it once and it's kind of like, oh, that might be in the wind. You hear it twice and it might be, oh, I'm hearing things, but then you hear it three or four times. That can't be coincidence, surely. So far I've not heard anything though that sounds like voices, but it is amazing how far sound does travel, because about 5 or 10 minutes ago I heard a dog barking when I was sat here, and it was off at a very, very long distance, because you could only just make out what it was, but it was definitely a dog barking off in the distance. I want to be out of here before it gets too dark. Like I said, I've not got my tent or anything. I have brought some torches just in case I do get caught out, but the ground on the way back to the car is hell, so I don't want to be trekking back through there in the night again. I am definitely going to come back here and do another camp though at some point. This place seems to be producing some interesting stuff. So the Earth is already halfway through its life cycle, and according to people like Elon Musk and other great astronomers in the field, our greatest chance of survival is to become interplanetary. Hop onto another planet and start again, and that way we don't have all our eggs in one basket. Because eventually, in millions if not billions of years, the sun is going to turn into a super red giant and just swallow everything whole. But we might not even make it that far, because with global warming and tsunamis and volcanoes, earthquakes, etc., we might die out long before then. And so it's just in our best interest to get off Earth and start again somewhere else. Needless to say, this is a massive undertaking, and if there was another way we could do this, a more simpler, fast and efficient way of doing this, we'd jump all over that immediately. Well, this is my theory, like perhaps there is a simpler way. What happens if there was a way we could package the human genome into tiny little capsules and fire millions of them out into space in the hopes that some of them take root and the human life starts again? And we'd never know where that life starts, but if we want to be interplanetary and our main goal is to keep the human race alive, then that would be a great way, because there is a theory already that's out there that says humans came here on the back of a meteorite. Our genome, our genetical code was on the back of a meteorite, smashed into Earth, and we took root here. We'd never know how many have taken root. We'd never know whether our ancestors are out there or whether we are part of that happened already. We don't know. It's just a fascinating theory. It's not even a theory. It's a fascinating thought experiment. Some very sad looking statistics came out recently. The UK failed on 17 of 20 biodiversity targets given by the UN. So apparently that means that we are decades behind, and it's not getting better, it's getting worse. Where we should be in terms of nature, like wildlife and forests and things like that. So we failed on 17 out of 20. This is a great point. When I read this, it made me think about the wild man phenomenon and some of these cryptids that we see here in the UK. Where does that leave these? And I'm not saying that in a sympathetic way, like, oh, I feel sorry for them, because I don't even know if they exist. What I'm saying is, I wonder how this will impact the amount of reports that come in. I guess if we do start seeing the same amount of reports and there is no decline there, it would work in favour of the extraterrestrial phenomenon. Because I've always said that I don't believe, it's not that I don't believe, it's just that I favour more that whatever these people are seeing, whether it be Sasquatch or a wild man, I favour that being more extraterrestrial, like they're coming from somewhere else, they don't actually live here. But yeah, very shocking statistics. 17 failed out of 20 that were given to us by the UN. And it's only getting worse, it's not getting better, they're saying, so. That was someone walking, right? Or something walking. What the hell? It sounds like someone walking up behind me. I could have sworn that any minute somebody was going to say, "Oi, what you doing?" I'm just thinking, like, on that last video when me and Carrie was out here, I was roughly in that same location when I said that I heard someone walking through there or walking around that area, pushing through. And I remember saying to you guys, look, I should go tell Carrie, because if she walks into them, they might have a dog off the lead or anything. That was the same night that we heard the voices and got the hell out of here. And it was roughly about the same time as now that I made that part of the video. And yet here I am again, hearing someone push through the overgrown trees and foliage. I don't know what's... It didn't sound like a deer, like it sounded like somebody pushing through. I know the difference between a four-legged animal and someone walking on 2 feet pushing through you. And when I walked over in that direction, a deer would have scarpered off. Like, as soon as a deer senses that anybody's there, they're long gone. And you hear them tearing through all the bushes and knocking down branches and everything. They don't hang about. I heard nothing when I walked over there. It sounded exactly the same as when I told Carrie on the last video, look, I think somebody's walking around the perimeter, so just don't venture off too far. Again, nobody. I'd love to know the history behind this place. Is there a reason we keep hearing voices? Like, is there a reason? Did something happen here? The thing is, it's quite difficult to pinpoint exactly where this location is. And then to try and find specific history on this specific spot would be a nightmare. But I wonder if years ago something maybe did happen here. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to start speculating, but people do say that certain locations or areas can harbour energies and past memories, etc., like a photo memory type thing. I don't know. Hi guys, as you can hear today, extremely windy. The trees are just everywhere, so I've got to be really careful, but it is a very, very windy day. It's been raining as well on and off, so I'm trying to dodge the weather as best I can. I was actually here only a week ago now making a video. I didn't get to finish it. So if at any point there is footage of me with a long overgrown beard and then it switches to me with this freshly shaven beard, that's why. It's because I came out last week and the video got cut short. So I may use some of that footage from that video because a few interesting things did happen and it may be worth me throwing them in this video. So if that does happen and that's the case, you guys know why that is. And yeah, so today I'm out. Carrie's filming again, she's behind me. We're going to head out to the woods where we camped that night and thought that we heard the weird voice. So we're heading back that way. And there is a reason why we're going this way again, because last week when I was here on my own, I brought the drone out and I just wanted to get a bird's eye view of this area. And it turns out that part of the woodland that we've been going into is actually the smaller part of the larger area. So we're going to go a different route today and push right into the forest, see how much further back that goes, because on the drone footage, which I will add in this video, you guys will see it's a very vast area of woodland. So we want to go as far in as we can and explore. So it should be a great video, should be a good day, lots of fun recording and chatting to you guys. So yeah, grab yourself a coffee, stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't already guys, hit the thumbs up and leave me a comment throughout the video. It's normally always quite bleak up here. When you catch it on a sunny day it's beautiful, but notoriously the North Yorkshire Moors is known for being a bleak place, and you can come through some parts of this North Yorkshire Moors and experience all different seasons in only a few hours. It's amazing when we can see the rain like this getting blown across by the wind. It's really coming down now. Absolutely beautiful. I love it out here, even if I am getting soaked at the minute. It's great. It's great to be out here for you guys filming, and like I always say, talking about the topics that we love to talk about. So capturing this footage amongst the elements is what it's all about. Sometimes when I'm out in these places and the weather is really bad, it's nice just to stop, drag a few of this deadfall together to make a little makeshift chimney or a makeshift fireplace really quickly. Dig down, I get past all the roots so there's no risk of any fire spreading. And just to sit on the fire with my thoughts for about 15-20 minutes just to warm up a little bit. Once I leave this area I'll kick all this over and you'll never know I've ever been here, but sometimes you just do need this little time to warm up again and recollect yourself. It's fascinating to see how times are changing. I've said this before in previous videos, but it seems like now more than ever that change is speeding up. And what I mean by change is people's perceptions on extraterrestrial life and Bigfoot and these types of things that I've spoken about for many, many years, because it's taken the release from the Pentagon with the Tic Tac UFO hovering above the water and these pilots to start talking about these things, and many other things as well, like the new discovery on Venus with the bacterial life supposedly living in the atmosphere of Venus now being confirmed. These things are changing the minds of even the hardiest of debunkers, and I love it. It's just so nice to see that transition. I've got no hatred towards anyone, but for a long time people like myself have been ridiculed and shunned for talking about these things. And so now that these things are making a regular appearance on the news, in newspapers, and there's no longer X-Files music playing in the background, or there's no longer pictures of people wearing tinfoil hats as much as they used to be. It seems like now people are starting to take these phenomena more serious, as I always knew they should, and I absolutely love it. It's a great time to be alive. Sorry guys, I've just come to stand behind this tree because the wind is really picking up now, and I want you to be able to hear what I'm saying without the sound of the wind over the microphone. Something I think is really important to mention is that I am so lucky to be in this position, and what I mean by this position is not running a YouTube channel, not trying to grow the YouTube channel and be successful. None of that is important to me. Sure, it's important. I want to grow the YouTube channel. Sure I do. I want to be as big as I can and as good as I can. But what I'm trying to say is that there's people out there, when I've been paying attention, that have thousands and thousands of subscribers. They've been doing this a very long time, and they've been posting hundreds and hundreds of videos over that time. But when you look at the interaction from all these thousands of people on their channel, people aren't talking. Like, there's no communication, there's no love. It's just, I don't know, it's really weird. Like, some people with these huge followings will post a video and maybe only get 100 or 200 views, and out of that maybe 50 comments. You see, I can post a video and it could be me just chatting to you guys like this, and I have the most supportive bunch of people following me here on the 401 Files that I'm just so grateful for that. And it's not something that goes unnoticed. I do pay attention to everybody down in the comments box, or I try to catch as many of you as I can, because I'm just so privileged to have a great bunch of people here, like-minded people that chat amongst themselves. We're all mature, we don't rip into anybody else for having different beliefs, and I see all this going on, and I think that I'm in a really great position. I'm in a great, fortunate position to have accumulated so many like-minded, nice, level-headed, mature people. Because there is some channels out there and it can go the opposite way. I mean, I've seen some channels where they just get absolutely slayed. Look at Secure Team 10, for example. Secure Team 10 was a massive channel, millions and millions of subscribers, and like almost overnight everybody turned on him. I'm so thankful that I don't have that as a fan base. I'm so thankful that I attract a different crowd than people like Secure Team 10. As I've said in many videos before, for me personally in this field, there is only me and Justin from Mountain Beast Mysteries, and I know I talk about Justin a lot, but there is only me and Justin from Mountain Beast Mysteries that get out here and talk about these things actually in the locations that these things are happening. And I've looked and looked and looked, I can't find anybody else that's doing this. I mean, you get people talking about Bigfoot, but it's usually behind a desk or on a podcast or something like that. Very rarely do people get out, camp the night, and go on these big expeditions and just talk to you guys one-to-one like this in a personal point of view. So yeah, I'm so thankful guys. I'm happy on now, but I really wanted to put that across to you guys and say really a massive thank you to each and every one of you. Right guys, unfortunately that is it. I'm going to wrap this one up for today. I'm really sorry if this video does come across as a bit of a mishmash. Like I said, there is bits of footage from this video that was on 2 separate days, so you might notice some difference in the beard growth, but I can't help that. Like I said, I was honest, it was over a 2-day period. But nonetheless, hopefully some of the points that I brought across to you guys have been relevant and you've really enjoyed listening to what I have to share. And if you did, then please do drop down in the comments box below. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are, as always. It's been really, really cold. It's been bitterly cold. So I've ordered myself a new coat. I had this coat and I've worn it, not this one, but one of the other down jackets that I've had previously. I always said if it ever gets damaged, I would buy it again because it was that good. So yesterday I took the plunge, I bought that, and I'm looking forward to that turning up. So when I get out on these future videos for you guys, I'm not going to freeze to death. There is some big plans for videos coming to the channel, so stay tuned for those. You guys have been awesome, and I want to say a massive thank you as well to all the new patrons that have joined the channel and gone over to Patreon and supported me there as well. So a massive thank you to you guys. Your names will be at the end of my next video, or my next video when I'm out doing like an expedition type video. So when I get out to do my full expedition type videos where I go camp overnight, I'm going to start crediting people that become patrons at the end of every one of those videos. So please stay tuned for that. Massive thumbs up to each one of you that has done that, and everybody that's ordered a t-shirt or a jumper from me, man, they've just sold like hotcakes. I didn't expect that. In fact, I didn't order enough, so I'm now putting a new order in, and if you want one of those, then please do email me at 401files@gmail.com, and you can pick yourself up a jumper or a t-shirt as well. People have been asking for cups and mugs, I think they're the same thing, but people have been asking for things like that, and so I will try and look into that as well for you guys. Stay tuned, you've been awesome, I'm freezing, it's time to get home, get a coffee, and just relax editing this video. Until next time, guys, like I said, stay safe. Look after somebody else if you can. You always know what we say at the end of every video. You know the drill. And yeah, until next time, guys, peace.